F1 star Brad Pitt felt such a high driving on real tracks. Is a racing career next? New York, you're kidding, says Brad Pitt. Javier's leaving. With that, Pitt is out of his chair and bear-hugging Javier Bardem. Seconds later, Kerry Condon and Damson Idris pop up from their seats and smother the smiling Spanish actor. A group interview with the core cast of F1 the movie, in theaters June 27th, is indeed interrupted when Bardem apologizes that he has to dash to the airport. "Love you, bro. Thank you for everything on this movie," Pitt tells Bardem before turning back to the group. "You know he's going to play Max Cady in the new Apple TV Plus series adaptation of Cape Fear," says Pitt, rubbing his stubbled chin. "He's going to kill it." Any doubt about the genuine chemistry between this quartet is put to rest by this impromptu moment in a hotel meeting room. Spend time with the four and you'd think they were still in character. Pitt, 61, as laid-back but shrewd racer Sonny Hayes, who accepts a challenge from team-owning pal Ruben Cervantes, Bardem, 56, to return to racing's pinnacle. That journey includes a flirtation with steely race engineer Kate McKenna, Condon, 42, and pushback from brash teammate Joshua Pierce, Idris, 33. To make F1, director Joseph Kosinski, Top Gun, Maverick, and his cast and crew embedded themselves in the real world of Formula One, often shooting with choreographed precision in 10-minute windows during actual F1 races all over the world. For Pitt, driving a Formula One car at up to 180 miles per hour is the thrill of a lifetime. For Pitt, who along with Idris trained for 4 months to drive a Formula One car at up to 180 miles per hour, those F1 filming memories remain fresh. "It was just such a high that I've never experienced before," says Pitt, sporting a baby blue suit and mostly shaved head flecked with grey. "I can put myself back in that car on certain tracks and I'm instantly happy." Get your own F1 Hot Wheels car. Ready to ride? Pre-order the Hot Wheels F1 the movie diecast car today. Pitt, who is also a producer on the film, leans in towards Idris. "What was your favorite track?" Idris doesn't hesitate. "Austin's Circuit of the Americas for sure," says the British actor of Nigerian descent. "There are so many parts of legendary world tracks that make up COTA. Plus, I had that crazy spin there at like 150 miles per hour, and survived." Pitt laughs. "Oh yeah, that's right. Well, for me it has to be Spa." Idris blurts out, referencing the famous Belgian track. Pitt smiles. "Yup," he says. "Spa, what a joy." In fact, so much of a joy that the actor almost ruined the take there. Director Kosinski reports that every time Pitt's car approached a famous turn called Eau Rouge, where cars can get slightly airborne, Pitt couldn't stifle a smile. He had to be coached to keep a grim face. Real racers not only helped Brad Pitt and Damson Idris, they also appear in F1 the movie. The F1 stars say that shooting the movie within the frenetic world of Formula One brought in valuable authenticity to their performances. For Pitt and Idris, that meant getting driving tips from the likes of Lewis Hamilton, Britain's legendary 7-time F1 world champion and one of the film's producers. "Lewis is one of my heroes," Idris says. "I was definitely hoping to impress him. When we were at Silverstone, in England, I went flat out because he was watching. Fortunately, I didn't crash. Wasn't driving 180 miles per hour terrifying for amateurs? That's not what makes yours pucker," Pitt says. "You get comfortable with that quickly, because on the straightaways is when you floor it and can think for a second. But the rest is pure presence, dealing with a car that can stop on a dime or take a corner at 140 miles per hour. Just glued to the road. It's shocking." Word is Pitt got so good that he received offers to drive professionally after filming Wrapped. Pitt acknowledges as much. "If I were 5 or 10 years younger, I'd be doing that right now," he says, conjuring the late-in-life pursuits of fellow acting legends Steve McQueen and Paul Newman. "But I learned enough doing this movie to also know that to really learn racecraft, you'd need to spend a few years dedicated just to this," he says. "I feel I have more movie stories to tell." Javier Bardem has an automotive secret that makes Brad Pitt laugh. For his role as owner of the fictional F1 team APXGP, Bardem says he enjoyed immersing himself in the world of wealthy and spirited team bosses, such as billionaires Lawrence Stroll of Aston Martin or Mercedes' Toto Wolff. "What I loved was seeing these elegant, successful people completely lose it sometimes during the races. They were just that passionate," he says. "You might be a billionaire, but no one played it cool when things were on the line." Was Bardem tempted to hit the track along with his actor pals, especially considering that his character is a retired Formula One driver? The question draws a blank expression from the actor. Well, no, he says. I don't drive. Bardem's F1 pals instantly crack up. The actor isn't kidding. Yeah, he just plays one on TV, jokes Pitt as Bardem rolls his eyes. Condon notes that playing an F1 engineer in a world of mostly male counterparts was a welcome challenge. She drew inspiration from all the women in key F1 roles ranging from public relations to race engineering. These women have no issues with the men, they are super capable and get on with whatever they are tasked with doing, she says. The only issue was when we all had to share the same damn toilet in the garage. I'd always be, like, put the toilet seat down, lads. Pitt bursts out laughing. That wasn't me, Kerry, he says. Besides, I was always saying, hey, put the toilet seat up. Who gets scrutinized the most, F1 drivers or actors? Brad Pitt and his co-stars have no doubt. Condon shoots Pitt a "you're such a wise guy" smile. The actress, who was Oscar-nominated for The Banshees of Inisherin, radiates both a soft Irish femininity as well as a no-nonsense ruggedness. So when asked who has it worse in terms of public scrutiny, F1 drivers or actors, she doesn't hesitate. It's worse for drivers, she says, tossing around a few expletives. They're grilled over everything. But to ask these young guys to drive at that level and push to win, but then shove a microphone in their faces and ask them to answer like a politician, well, it's like you're asking them to snap. I would lose it. Pitt laughs. Oh, she would, don't you doubt it. Condon mentions how former F1 world champ Max Verstappen was fined for cursing on the in-car radio with his Red Bull team and at a press conference. The backlash that resulted led to the fine being reduced. I mean, do you want a bloody robot to drive the car? She says with genuine outrage. Let them do their thing. Pitt agrees. We were just in such reverence to them, he says, recalling how pleased the cast was to see many of those drivers at the movie's recent premiere at New York's Radio City Music Hall. I saw Yuki Tsunoda of Red Bull, and he said, I loved it, but in the movie, you're passing me Brad, not good, Pitt says, chuckling. I said, don't worry Yuki, it's a movie, it's make-believe. It's clear that for all four actors, spending months not on a soundstage but rather enmeshed in the realm of Formula One racing made an impression that will endure. For us to be allowed into this special ecosystem, this travelling circus, it was just so exciting, Pitt says. Condon and Idris nod. Pitt shakes his head, then looks up and smiles. Ah, man, he says, his voice just above a whisper. I miss it.